On behalf of the trustees of the museum, it gives me great pleasure to welcome you to our current exhibition, The Broken Silence. Before we start on our tour, let me say a few words about the operation of the cassette you are now wearing around your neck. The small red button on the left allows you to turn me on or off at your own discretion. When you hear this beep sound, it is a signal that my commentary about a specific work is finished and that you may turn the button to the off position and enjoy the painting or sculpture at your own leisure. When you wish to rejoin me, simply turn the button back to on and our tour will continue. If you inadvertently missed any of my remarks and would like to hear them again, switch the red button to off and then turn the adjacent white button to the replay position. My comments will then be repeated until you are caught up and ready to proceed. At that time, just turn the white button to play and be sure to remember to flip the red button back to the on position. To raise and lower the volume on the earphone element, just turn the large black dial at the center of the cassette clockwise or counterclockwise. If the quality of your recorded tour is defective in any way, simply exchange it for another cassette at the front desk, main floor, to the left of the check room.
Jean-Claude! Mon Dieu, regarde!
Quelle horreur!
C'est affreux!
Une insulte!
Dégoûtante!
Déplorable!
Débrayé!
Décadent!
Déclassé!
Décomposé!
Défectif!
Défoncé!
Déformé!
Dégénéré!
Dégradante!
Démodé!
Je vais mentir, Jean-Claude.
Moi aussi, Françoise.
Excuse me? Where's the Puritan hook rugs?
Do you mean colonial quilts and weather vanes?
No, Puritan hooked rugs.
I'm sorry, we don't have Puritan, pewter, or hook rugs here. Only colonial quilts and weather vanes?
Typical. Typical!
Bruce said this show was shit.
Oh, Bruce says everything is shit.
Well, Bruce said this show was especially shit. Merde de la merde.
Pretentious!
Well, this wasn't my idea.
Adam Reinhardt was doing those in black 20 years ago.
Oh, I would never in a million
And
years.
Eve's client did them in blue before you were even born.
Oh, my taste for
It's
more...
pure Rauschenberg, but without the emotion.
Wait a minute. I love Rauschenberg.
Willard, I love him too, but this?
Rauschenberg is a giant.
Rauschenberg is the giant. Though I like Seagal better.
Oh, you do?
Don't you?
Well, I thought you said Seagal was shallow.
I never said Seagal was shallow. Just a bit muted for my taste.
Well, what about Dwayne Hansen?
Hansen is divine.
Hey, mister, it's against museum regulations to photograph the artworks.
Hansen is insane.
Excuse me, but that man over there is taking photographs.
Of course. My all-time favorite.
Please,
Oldenburg.
I'm sorry for troubling you, but unless I'm very mistaken, that man over there is taking photographs.
Oh, he has permission.
Oh, he has permission.
Wet Dream Left Out to Dry, 2006. On loan from Los Angeles County Museum.
Is there some way I might get permission as well?
Carol? Blakey? Guys? Carol!
Say, isn't it terribly loud in here? I can't see a thing.
This has always been a noisy museum.
Look, if there's some procedure to follow, perhaps you tell me what it is.
Oh, if you'd like permission to photograph the artworks, you'll have to speak with the director.
The director?
Mm-hmm.
That's curious. Usually it's the administrative assistant who authorizes permission to take photographs of the artwork. Thank you.
Oh no. Look at this. He put a basket of real clothespins under an imaginary clothesline. That's what I call panache.
Robert, the word is pastiche.
Pastiche.
Real clothespins under an imaginary clothesline?
Willard, pastiche is collage. This is panache. Dash.
Robert, the word is panacea.
Panacea.
No. Paradigm.
Pastiche.
Placebo?
Paradigm.
Silly.
Excuse me, sorry. Where would I find the director?
Main floor, left of the check.
The main floor, of course. Thank you.
Please don't handle the basket of clothespins.
Sorry. Did you read the Metropolitan's only going to be open 4 days a week?
The Metropolitan?
Yes, they don't have enough money to cover operating costs anymore. And they have a force of 227 security guards. Oh, well, they had.
The Metropolitan has 227 security guards?
They had 227 security guards. They just let 82 go.
I had no idea the Metropolitan had 227 security guards.
They just let 82 go.
I mean, I thought they had 50 or 60, but 227?
All the museums being forced to cut back.
227 security guards is a lot of people.
I told you they don't have enough money to cover operating costs anymore.
227 security guards is a crowd.
They'll be closing more days of the week.
Jesus.
That's right. Jesus. Pretty soon there won't be any fucking culture left.
Hello. Where are the museum engagement calendars sold?
In the museum gift shop, main floor, to the left of the check room.
Thank you so much.
Did you hear what happened to Bocelli's Venus painting this morning?
Now what?
Shot and killed with a gun.
Shot and killed?
Shot and killed right off the face of the painting.
Son of a bitch.
Do you also have reproduction of ancient Egyptian jewelry in the museum gift shop?
Books, catalogs, foreign publications, postcards, blown glass,
Blown glass.
computer figurines, ceramic reproductions, needlepoint kits, table linens, dried flowers, silver ladles, cloisonné key rings, solid gold cufflinks, rare pieces.
Oh! You're so helpful.
Main floor, just a little bit left of the check room.
Well, Gloria said the show was wonderful.
Gloria would.
She came to the opening with Misha.
I saw Misha last week.
Really?
He was wearing his fur cape.
I love that cape. Did he have on his linen vest with it?
His linen vest and an incredible raw silk shirt.
What color? What color?
Bright green.
Perfect!
And his tweed cap.
He was wearing his tweed cap?
Yes.
But not his tan boots.
Not his tan boots.
His black ones. What I wouldn't give for that linen vest of his.
Well, you would have to give a great deal, believe me.
Can you just picture that vest with my gabardine slacks?
Barbara, they don't make linen like that anymore.
Or my Halston skirt?
There's a worldwide shortage of natural fibers. We have quite simply used them all up.
Oh, and it's reversible too. On the inside, it's a lightweight cream wool.
Drained them.
Reversed? I could wear it with practically anything.
Barbara, within the next few years, all of our fabric will be synthetic.
Synthetic? Did you just say synthetic, Barbara?
Yes, Barbara. I just said synthetic. They hardly grow any cotton in the South anymore. It's just too expensive to harvest.
Barbara, I can't wear synthetics.
Who can, Barbara? Who can?
Just last week, I bought a slip I was told was pure silk, only to read the label 2 days later and discover it was crystalline. Do you know what crystalline does to my skin?
Chinese silkworms are as scarce as hen's teeth.
It coats it with a thin layer of petroleum.
And as for wool, because the cost of feeding sheep has skyrocketed, sheep farmers are going bankrupt. Soon, there will be no more wool, no more cashmere, Angora!
Barbara, I have a rash. Barbara, a white rash all over my body.
From now on, it's the man-made substitutes. Orlon acrylic, lycra spandex, Quiana nylon, Fortrel polyester, and Celanese are now triacetate.
And it won't go away. Barbara, I've tried everything. I'm desperate.
As the cost of running a museum rises, the price of admission is bound to go up. Did you know museum officials are talking as much as $10 as a fixed single admission fee?
$10 to get into the Metropolitan?
Well, it'll be $10 as a bargain. It'll be $25 before the end of the decade. Why? The only way people will be able to afford visiting museums is in chartered groups.
Chartered groups? Robert, I go to the Met by myself, or I don't go at all.
The $50 budget charter tour will include access into the Metropolitan, the Modern, and the Whitney.
I would pay $50 to avoid a budget charter
And
tour.
the Imperial charter tour will include those three, and for $25 more, access into the Guggenheim, the Kippy Hewitt, and the Hayden Planetarium.
Stop!
Don't think the private galleries aren't hurting either.
I have to be alone with the things I love.
Pretty soon a day will come when you have to use a master charger into Pace and Castelli.
The Morgan collection of Renaissance jewels, snuff boxes, and enamel jewel cups.
Write checks to get admitted to the second-story Soho galleries.
Do you know the Morgan collection at the Met? Have you ever seen the Rospigliosi cup?
Hey, Cash.
Robert, when I stand before that cup, I can't stand two people within 10 feet of me.
This is the first time I've ever had a white rash.
The last time I was there was a swarm of screaming children.
Look! Did you see that?
I broke out in a sweat.
I think I'm on fire!
It's called agoraphobia.
And it keeps getting worse!
I'm told it's incurable.
And Barbara, it's spreading.
The handwriting is on the wall.
Our troubles have just begun.
We could lose everything.
Exactly.
We're only beginning to wake up.
And when we finally do, it'll be too late.
Of course, this isn't the first time.
No, we've been through this before.
This is the first time I've ever had a white rash.
I just hope we can retain what's most precious to us.
We've tried so hard.
Sacrificed so much.
Given our all.
Gone more than halfway.
Stinted on nothing.
Held out for the best.
Fought a fair fight.
And stuck to our guns.
He's right.
You said it.
Well put.
Culture, as we know it,
Is on the way out.
On the way out.
And disappearing round the bend.
Last day of the show.
On behalf of the trustees of the museum,
will you please
it gives
turn
me
that
great
down?
pleasure to welcome you to our current exhibition, The Broken Silence. Before we start on our tour, let me say a few words about the operation of the cassette you are now wearing around your neck. The small red button on the left allows you to turn me on or off at your own discretion.
Yes, I saw the
When
director.
you hear this beep
It's
sound,
against museum regulations.
My permission slip from the director.
Wonderful. Main floor to the left of the checker. Terrific.
on behalf of the trustees of the museum, it gives me great pleasure to welcome you to our current exhibition, The Broken Silence. Before we start on our tour, let me say a few words about the operation of the cassette you are now wearing around your neck. The small red button on the left allows you to turn me on or off at your own discretion. When you hear this beep sound, it is a signal that my commentary about a specific work is finished, and that you may turn the button to the off position and enjoy the painting or sculpture at your own leisure. When you receive
Both he and his assistant were very courteous. It turns out we have mutual friends in Cincinnati. Landscape 1, 2001. Acrylic emulsion wax on canvas. On loan from the Sidney Rubin Gallery.
Not only will it cost $10 to enter the Metropolitan, but due to the shortage of guards, certain galleries were open up on odd and even days of the week.
Landscape 2, 2002. Acrylic emulsion and wax on canvas. On loan from the Sidney Rubin Gallery.
Medieval helmets will be on display on even days from noon till 1, and Renaissance string instruments on odd days from 2 to 3.
Seascape 7, 2006. Acrylic emulsion and wax on canvas. On loan from the Sidney Rubin Gallery.
Less popular exhibits will be closed altogether. Etruscan bronzes and Mid-Eastern glazed bricks.
Starscape 19, 2007. Acrylic emulsion and wax on canvas. On loan from the artist.
Entirely, periods and forms of art will be closed off and denied access to the public.
On loan from the artist.
One by one, the treasures of the Western civilization will be dismantled and lowered into fiberglass crates, where they'll be stored and sorted out underground by historians wearing thick, lint-free asbesto gloves.